On every Harley-Davidson, the heart of the machine speaks with a unique, unmistakable rhythm, the iconic V-twin beat. It is more than just an engine. It is a mechanical soundtrack to the American highway, a living, breathing piece of industrial art that has anchored the company's identity for nearly a century. This isn't a simple comparison of compression ratios or valve sizes. This is a deep dive into longevity, corporate survival, and engineering evolution. We are going back to the source to explore the three legendary power plants that form the bedrock of the Harley-Davidson custom culture. Engines that defined an era and fought for the company's very existence. The revolutionary Panhead, the iconic and troubled Shovelhead, and the company's saving evolution. Welcome back to Chrome Chronicles. Today, we dissect the V-twin dynasty and reveal how each engine was a direct response to a crisis, a social change, a fundamental engineering challenge, and ultimately, a reflection of the American spirit. Our journey begins not with the V-twin itself, but with its first major evolution after the war, the birth of the Panhead, officially known as the EL and FL series. It hit the market in 1948 and represented a monumental, deliberate leap forward from its predecessor, the Knucklehead. The name Panhead was purely visual, derived from the highly distinctive shape of its rocker box covers, which looked precisely like two polished, inverted cooking pans sitting atop the engine. This aesthetic was instantly iconic. But the technological changes beneath those pans were far more critical to the rider. The Panhead was the first big twin to introduce aluminum cylinder heads. This was a massive engineering upgrade. Aluminum is a significantly better conductor of heat than cast iron, meaning the Panhead dissipated heat much more effectively, a crucial advantage for a large, air-cooled engine operating under the heavy load of a full touring machine. This dramatically improved performance and reduced the likelihood of overheating during long summer rides. But the real game changer was the hydraulic valve lifters. Prior to the Panhead, Harley riders had to manually adjust the valve clearances every few thousand miles, a messy, precise, and necessary ritual. The hydraulic lifters, utilizing oil pressure to maintain zero lash, automatically took up the slack. This innovation virtually eliminated the need for constant valve adjustments, turning the Harley from a high-maintenance enthusiast machine into a truly reliable, lower-maintenance long-distance cruiser. The Panhead arrived just as America's interstates and highway system were expanding rapidly. It became the engine of choice for a new generation seeking post-war prosperity and open-road freedom. It represented an era of mechanical simplicity, elegance, and rugged durability, setting a gold standard for every V-twin that followed. It's remembered today for its beautiful chrome lines, its signature, slightly muffled sound, and the fact that it made modern, trouble-free highway touring truly possible for the American masses. The pressure to compete with lighter, faster, and more technically advanced Japanese and British motorcycles forced the next transition. The move to the Shovelhead in 1966 was driven primarily by the critical need for more power and a greater compression ratio. The Shovel name, like the Panhead, comes from its distinct appearance. The shallower, angular rocker covers resemble two upturned coal shovels or scoops. The Shovelhead was essentially a hybrid design. It retained the tried-and-true crankcases and lower end of the Panhead, but featured a completely redesigned top end. New, shallower combustion chambers and larger valves significantly improved the engine's breathing capabilities, allowing for a substantial power boost. However, the Shovelhead era coincided with one of the most turbulent and destructive times in the company's history, the AMF ownership period. Lasting from 1969 to 1981. AMF, a conglomerate focused on cutting costs and maximizing production volume, drastically reduced quality control measures. The Shovelhead, despite its increased performance and raw aesthetic appeal, quickly developed a crippling reputation for fragility. It suffered from chronic problems, recurrent oil leaks, poor heat dissipation in the redesigned top end, and excessive vibration that literally shook components loose. This reliability crisis severely damaged the Harley-Davidson brand image worldwide, pushing many frustrated loyalists toward competitors. Paradoxically, this flawed machine became the absolute king of the counterculture. The Shovelhead was the dominant engine during the height of the Chopper and Outlaw Club era. Its mechanical instability and constant need for repair fostered a deeply intimate, hands-on connection between rider and machine. You didn't just ride a Shovelhead. You maintained, cursed, and rebuilt it. The Shovelhead's loud, raw, and mechanically demanding nature perfectly epitomized the defiant and visceral mechanical rebellion of the 1970s, making it an undeniable cultural icon despite its technical shortcomings. The beginning of the 1980s was the company's darkest hour. Harley-Davidson was battling a double threat: internal quality collapse and immense competition from reliable, high-tech Japanese cruisers. Bankruptcy was a real possibility. The year 1981 became an inflection point. A brave group of 13 executives, including Willie G. Davidson, orchestrated a leveraged buyout, purchasing the company back from AMF for a reported $80 million. Their famous declaration, "The Eagle is flying solo," signaled a commitment to quality. Their survival hinged entirely on one engine, the Evolution, released in 1984. The Evolution, or Evo, was a watershed moment. It was the first V-twin designed completely from the ground up since the Knucklehead, built specifically to address every single chronic reliability flaw of the Shovelhead. The Evo featured all-aluminum construction for both cylinders and cylinder heads. Crucially, the cylinders were lined with tough, modern iron sleeves, allowing for much tighter manufacturing tolerances and superior heat control. This engineering feat nearly eliminated the infamous oil leaks, drastically reduced overheating problems, and made the engine far more resilient to the stresses of touring and customization. Aesthetically, the Evo marked the end of the pan and shovel naming convention based on kitchen utensils. Its squarer, blockier fins and cleaner lines gave it a modern, efficient look suitable for the new era. The Evolution engine was not necessarily the most powerful, but it delivered the one thing Harley-Davidson desperately needed: uncompromising reliability. It proved that the air-cooled V-twin design could be technologically sound, saving the company from collapse, securing its tariff protection from the U.S. government, and ushering in a new era of stable customizability that powered nearly all the popular Softail and Dyna models of the 90s. The Evo gave the Harley rider performance and aesthetics without the constant wrench time, solidifying the brand's resurrection. The V-twin dynasty of Panhead, Shovelhead, and Evolution represents a golden age of mechanical motorcycle design, a chronicle of the American experience itself. Each engine carried the torch of the V-twin, but defined a unique era and met a different cultural or corporate challenge. The Panhead, a post-war masterpiece that defined the beginning of comfortable, reliable highway touring. The Shovelhead, a flawed, yet charismatic icon that defined the raw, mechanical spirit of the Chopper Outlaw era. The Evolution, a technological savior that defined the company's survival and modern reliability. Today, while Harley-Davidson utilizes the massive twin cam and the powerful, modern Milwaukee 8, the Panhead, Shovelhead, and Evolution remain the bedrock of the custom world. Their distinct shapes, sounds, and histories continue to inspire builders globally. For a true enthusiast, hearing the mechanical click of a Panhead, the rough rattle of a Shovelhead, Or the steady reliability of an Evo is not just noise, it's a connection to history. Thank you for joining Chrome Chronicles on this deep dive into the absolute heart of the American machine. Which legendary V-twin is your favorite and why? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for our next saga, where we dive into the epic history and future of Indian motorcycle, Harley's oldest, fiercest, and most elegant rival. See you on the road.